everyone. Hello. How's everyone doing? Hello. I have not seen you, my beautifuls, for a couple weeks. How is everyone doing? I can't believe it's actually light outside today. That is so not, it's spring coming, right? Yes. So I wish you guys can see a little bit more. Wonder if I move. Can you guys see? What? If I move, you can see the lake better. Can you guys see some of it? Trying to let you guys have a peek of what I get to see all the time. So maybe because of this light is here. I don't know. Trying to make it so that you guys can see a little bit. That's part of my view. It goes along this whole wall. How's everyone doing? I'm here live for you, answering your questions. And I already have a couple questions that some people have emailed in. Hi, Shayla. And I have Nita and Reniti. Awesome. All right. So I will answer your questions. I love your question, but first I'm going to answer the ones that were emailed in because those are the ones that I get to first, as promised. And hi, Sia. So, but I have a couple of announcements. One, if you are going to my website and you're trying to log into your online courses, my website is under construction, so you should now be able to get back into your courses, but they've been working on my website for a few days. They're just like kind of remodeling and adding some new features that I put on and just like make it look prettier. And it just needed to be updated a little bit, so that you might be having a little bit of problem. And if you do, just email me. Hi, Julie Love. Just email me and let me know if you have any problems accessing your courses or having any difficulty purchasing your courses or enrollment or anything. So that was one announcement that I wanted to make. The other one is I am still doing the Q&A lives, and I'll be doing them every other week now, though, so every 2 weeks, because it was getting to be a lot to do it every Monday. But I do want to keep doing this because I love being here with you guys. This is like so much fun. I get like a really little spurge of energy when I come on here with you guys, and I love answering your questions. So I want to keep doing this for you. And the other announcement that I have is the Leading Lady Academy just ended on Friday, the first round, and it was amazing. Those ladies are killing it. And they're manifesting machines, and they're self-confident. They're not just manifesting stuff, because here's the point of the Leading Lady Academy. It's not just so that you can get your stuff, all right, or your person or whatever it is that you're manifesting. It's for you to feel so confident, and you know what to do when you have negative thoughts. You know what to do when you have resistance. You know when you have fears. You know what to do when you have doubts. You know why they're there. You know what to do with it. And you know that no matter what, you still get your manifestation. I also teach how to build relationships and how to actually have a really healthy one with yourself first, and then how to have a really healthy one with other people so that you can get exactly what you want, not a version or variation or none of this breadcrumb, picking up, settling kind of crap relationship. No. You get what you want, damn it. I want you to have exactly what you want. So, but that being said, so there's a lot of things. And then our last week, we've been talking about money. I spent a whole week that last week talking about money. And my ladies in there walk out feeling like they own Wall Street. All right. That's how they walk out. So I teach them a few things about me and what I do and things that I've learned across the years. So if you're interested, I just opened the doors up for the second Leading Lady Academy. It begins March 14th. Sign-ups opened up today. Only 10 spots are going to be open. And once those 10 spots are full, doors close. So until the next round. And I'm not sure when the next round is yet. Probably won't be until May, the beginning of May. So this round is for 10 ladies. All right. So if you are interested and you have questions about it, you can either go to my website, roseelife.com, and look for Leading Lady Academy sign up, or you can send me an email at rose@roseelife.com, and I'll be more than happy to answer your questions. All right. So I think that's all for the announcements for now. So let's get to your questions. All right. I am going to find the questions that I got from y'all. I sound like a cowboy, cowgirl. Okay, so here's the first question that I have. Let's see. I'm loving your videos and your content. Thank you. Okay, I was wondering if you could answer this on your live video. I've been wanting to move out of my mom's place, but my business isn't making enough money at the moment. I'm going to add yet. Today, I scripted my dream apartment and found it online in like minutes. No coincidence. It looks amazing, and I'd love to go see it in person. Part of me wants to go see it, but the other part knows it's not within my means at the moment yet. I'm not sure what to do. I could imagine signing the lease and just go and see it. All right, let's answer that one, because this is a very common question that I get about manifesting. And I know a thing or two about manifesting a cool place. Anyway, so here's what I would suggest in this person's case, though, to be very specific. I want to be helpful for you. I would go see the place. I'd go look at the place, and I would go walk around it as if you own it now. I'd walk around and start decorating. I'd start putting the curtains up, pictures, selecting the color couch, where you want to put your area rug, what wall you're going to put your bed on. I'd start seeing yourself living there right now. When you walk in there, this is actually what Neville did. He walked through the apartment in his mind, right, as if he was there already. Granted, that was his place he was talking about. And however, I love doing things that put me in the mood, right? And that might be listening to music. You don't have to do any of this, okay? You going in your imagination is one and done. That's enough, all right? However, I suggest that someone goes to an apartment. If you want to go look at this apartment or this house or whatever it is, right? I suggest you go in and walk around. You might get there and you may or may not like it fully. Might look good on pictures, and you get there in person, you're like, oh God, so I didn't manifest that place, right? And you might get there and you're like, okay, I'm glad I went to go see it, because it's really not my thing, or that's not the neighborhood that I would want to live in. So go look at it, because it helps you get clear on what you want. And also when you go inside, see yourself living there already. And if you love it, then you start in your imagination right away. Start seeing your friends coming over and bringing you housewarming gifts. Start seeing everything all decorated, or you already live there. What's it feel like to blast up your favorite song and dance in the kitchen while you're cooking, right? Start seeing yourself in there already. That's the kind of stuff that I did to manifest my place. And that's what I'll always do. And in fact, I'm still doing it, right? Because where I'm at now, I love it, right? But this is not the end, okay? I'm never going to end. I'm going to keep going and going and going. But that's what I would personally do. See yourself in it. See yourself, your friends going, damn, girl, this is your place? How do you afford this? Hear your friends telling you, saying things like that to you. Like, how the heck can you afford to live here? Oh my God, is your business doing that great? And you can be like, you know what? Money just always comes to me. I'm always provided for. Before I moved into my place, I would hear my family members and friends tell me, they're like, how can you afford to live there? And I'm like, I don't know. If you watch my last video, I go into la, 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 no clue. I'm just doing it. Okay. So that's what I would do. Go look at the place, figure out if you even like it. Everything looks better in pictures sometimes, right? And sometimes you might be surprised. You might fall in love with it even more. So and then go from there. Then use your imagination and see yourself living there. And let me say this too. When I wanted to move into this place, they actually, the first time, one of the realtors, that they didn't want me to have it. And I think I mentioned this. So even if it says no, it meaning 3D, the world, even if it says no, or they're like, oh, sorry, we rented it to someone else, it does not matter. So if you want it, is yours, because all you have to do is persist. Those people that, let's say, pretend someone takes it, they might not be able to get the credit. They might not be able to have enough money for deposit. They might end up having an emergency in their family. They might end up having a baby and needing to live somewhere else. They might end up having too many dogs, too many cats. They might not like it. You don't mess with how you get there. You just like, I don't care what happens. If I want it, that's mine. Period. End of story. Drop the mic. Abdullah that shit. Slam the door. All right? Okay, let's see. I know I have another question. I hope I didn't delete it. Here it is. All right. Hi, Rose. Hope your week is going well thus far. I have a question for you for Monday live stream. I have two primary goals at the moment. One is fairly easy, manifest, though I am particular on exactly what I want. The second goal is a bit further out, but involves more detail and is a bigger goal than number one. Let's make this easier, right? No goal's bigger and farther out. Everything is right here, right now. Right, just by reading that, I can tell that you're seeing this as far out, far away, not reachable, unattainable. It's going to take a long time. There's too many details. There's too many circumstances. Can I get a thumbs up if you guys heard that while I read that? Because I'm going to read that again. I have two goals at the moment. One is fairly easy, though I am particular on exactly what I want. The second goal is a bit further out, but involves more detail and is a bigger goal than number one. Do you see that? He's making this one a big deal, right? He's making this one a big deal. It's impossible. It's unattainable. It's difficult, right? That right there, my friend, is why you don't have it. And I haven't even read the rest of the email, right? That is why you don't have it, because you are already telling yourself a story that this is hard, this is unattainable, this is far away, this is not reachable. There's too many details, there's too many factors, right? But for kicks and giggles, let's read the rest of the email, shall we? So my question is, in your experience, should I focus on manifesting that first goal and then tackling the second goal? Once the first has manifested, this is a rhyme, a puzzle, it's a riddle. You guys, you're right? Or imagine both realities at the same time. The second goal can't be manifest until the summer, as I have made an obligation to stay where I'm at. It involves my new house. As I follow only Neville, he recommends one at a time. But I imagine there can be some flexibility. This is a riddle. This is making it difficult, very difficult. And the first suggestion I have for you is to stop making it so hard. The second suggestion that I have for you is start putting everything lined up. It's all equal. We're just selecting what we want. Creation is finished. You don't get to decide when you get it. You don't get to decide what's hard and the timing that you have to wait for the summer. You don't get to decide that you can't have it. I mean, you can, right? You can, but you're just holding yourself back, right? But everything is finished. So do you really want to be choosing that this is hard and that you have to wait till the summer to have it? That thing has to happen before this thing has to happen? That sounds like you're all stuck in the head. That sounds like you're stuck in the head. You're trying to logic your way out of this, and you're trying to reason as to why you can't have it in this. And even when you said that, I only follow Neville. He recommends one at a time. No, he didn't. That's not true. He told many, many of his, let's say, call them clients, or I don't know what he called them, clients or audience people, right? But there was like this woman who she said, "Oh my God, Neville, I want a job, I want a man, I want money, I want to be debt free, I want this, I want that." He didn't say, "Okay, go home and focus on one thing at a time." He never said that. He told her what would imply that you have it all, right? He told her, "You have it all. How does it feel now that you have this life?" Right? He didn't say, "Go home and make a list and you only get to manifest one thing at a time. You only get to imagine one thing at a time." In fact, that is so counterproductive or intuitive or whatever. It's not helpful. Let me put it that way, right? When we just focus on one manifestation at a time, what I see people is they get anxious and they get obsessed and fixated on that one thing. And then all your energy, your thoughts, and you even forget to eat and comb your hair because you're obsessed with that one manifestation. And you constantly check for signs and check for what you're doing wrong and check. No, you don't want to do one thing at a time. What implies that you already had it? What implies that you manifested your first desire, your second desire, your third desire? What implies that you already did all of it? What conversations are you having with yourself then? After, like, let's go to the end of the year, okay? Let's go to the end of the year. Screw summer. Let's go to Christmas. And you're talking to your buddies, or you're talking to your friend, or your special someone, or whoever, and you're telling them that all these cool things that you did, you're just like, "Damn, finally got what I wanted," right? You see, that's the end. And you're getting stuck in the middles. None of your business how. If you want it, go to the end. That's what Neville says, go to the end. So if you have multiple things and you feel overwhelmed, it's like, well, how is your life going to be different now that you have all of it, right? Go to the end. That's what Neville says. Go to the end of having all these things, because it sounds like you're conditioning one desire for the other. Not necessary. That's not your problem. La, 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 right? Not my problem. I get whatever I want. I don't know. Just bring it. Do you see? Hope that's helpful. All right, now let's go to some of your questions. Shayla says, "I have some resistance, sometimes saying my affirmation." Question the resistance. Sit down, write your resistance. Write down the resistance, whatever's coming up. Question it, write it out. Write it down and ask it a question. Why are you here? What are you trying to do? Why are you trying to resist my affirmation? Right? And look, in affirmations, there's a lot of discussion about it, on whether Neville said you do it or you don't do it. Look, I love Neville, and the basis of what I teach is Neville, but I'm not chained to Neville, because he told us to test it and explore. So do you have to use an affirmation? No. Do you have to script? No. Do you have to stand on your head? No. Do you have to do anything to get your manifestation? No. Do you have to change? No. Do you have to love yourself? No. You don't have to do anything different, because you've been manifesting your whole life already, okay? So the way that I see affirmations are helpful, one, is if they're genuine, right? If they're genuine and they just help to get back into the state, because the state is what manifests. It's your identity. It's how you see yourself. How you see yourself, how you make it about you. And when I see people resisting their state, or resisting seeing themselves as that person that has it, it's because they don't believe in that their imagination creates reality. They don't believe that it happens in here first and then it must be pushed out. That's where I see a lot of the resistance happening. So it's like, if it happens within, it has to be pushed out. So when you understand that, you start feeling less resistance. It's that confidence in yourself, Shayla. Confidence in you. That's week 1 of Leading Lady Academy. It's all about confidence in you. Without that, it's going to feel frustrating. All right. So understand that you're the cause of it all. and question that resistance. Why is it coming up? What's it trying to do? What's it trying to help me with? Right? I don't like ignoring resistance. I like looking at them like, why are you here? What are you doing? Why are you trying to eat my food? Okay. All right. Amala, look at how you beautiful. Is there a correlation between how often you affirm, visualize, or insert any other technique or practice, and how fast we receive our manifestation? No, those are all techniques and tools. You're fast. I can tell you right now, I am fast and furious as a manifester. And what makes me fast is knowing who I am, is trusting in me. I don't care what's out here in the 3D. If it's not my manifestation, I'm like, I don't care. I already know what's mine. And that trust in yourself, that's what speeds up manifesting. The tools, how many times you say something, how many times you write it, how many times you can have the perfect imaginal scene, all of that. If you don't understand that you are the cause of it all, that it's coming from in here and it's getting pushed out, that is what speeds you up. Trusting that whatever I see within my inner world, that is what speeds it all up. That's where I see people go lightning fast. All right. Let's see. I'm trying to manifest someone who doesn't know me. My affirmations, my SP is madly in love with me. I have a serious relationship with SP. Like, do you think I should say that I met my SP first? No, I think that you're first of all, you're making it about him instead of making it about you. Right? It's like, who am I as a woman that is in love and has this amazing relationship? Who am I? Not him, right? So if they don't know you, and who am I? Who am I? How do I act? How do I feel? How do I behave? Right? How do I wake up? How do I look at my phone now? How do I look at YouTube now? Right? Who am I as this woman in love? What is that song? I'm just a woman. Oh, this is an old song. It's a Barbara Streisand song. C17171. I want you to Google Barbara Streisand. Look up a song called I Am a Woman in Love. Go sing that song to yourself and feel that song. That's what you want to be doing, focusing on you, right? I think she's like, I am a woman in love and I'll do anything, something like that. So you want to feel, because she says it's a ride at a fair over and over. God, I'm not singing great. But anyway, she goes, she's singing from her heart. She's talking about how she feels as being a woman in love. That's what you want to do, girl. Don't make it about him. It has nothing to do with him. It has everything to do with you. And you can be thinking about him as you're singing that song because you know that he's so friggin' in love with you. But you got to make it about you, how you feel, how you want to feel, how you want to be treated, right? How you walk around. How do you make coffee? How do you flip a pancake now that you're with this special person, right? How do you drive your car? How do you walk down the sidewalk? When you're in the grocery store, now what do you do? Are you going, or are you just like, I don't care, I'm not even hungry? Do you see the difference? You're just like, whatever, I'll buy food for everybody. Do you see, you got to capture that, how you feel inside, right? All right, Charles. Hey, Charles, glad you made it. All right, JSLA, I see you. I've decided to pursue my ex even though we broke up instead of starting from scratch. I went through lots of anger, resentment, and sadness to forgiving myself and my SP. Okay. I've done it before, so I could do it again. That's right. You can do it as many times as you want to. And I reached out, which I normally don't do, from a place of fulfillment and let the state lead. I'm feeling so great, Rose. Yay! That's awesome. Yeah, if you want to reach out, you reach from a place of already knowing this is done, it's yours. So when you reach out from that place, you're just like, regardless of what they say or do, you're just like, that's nice. I already know how this ends. Now I'm going to go make a sandwich. I'm going to go for a walk. You're like, that's nice. This is mine. Done. Right? And rewrite the relationship, right? Ask yourself, how did you manifest for that to end? Okay. And then start rewriting it. Start saying, was I insecure? Was I jealous? Was I doubting them? Was I not trusting them? Was I not showing appreciation? Look within and be honest with yourself, right? And rewrite and then switch that self-concept to that person who is secure, who is trusting, who is appreciative, or whatever it is, right? Who is loving and lovable and easy to love and great at relationships. And I'm great at communication. I'm great at keeping people in my life, and people accept me no matter what. So change your self-concept, right, as you are manifesting that person back. Julie Love, Charles, you're awesome. You're reading your success stories on here. Yeah. Nita, what's the best tool to use for forgiveness? I'm starting to get anxiety for so much anger. Oh, let's see. Getting anxiety for so much anger. Why are you angry? Angry, to me, what I'm hearing, Nita and Reniti. What are you angry about? Because when we're angry, and it's okay to have emotions, okay? It's okay to be angry, right? But what is it that who are you trying to forgive? Yourself, someone else, right? Because there's no one but you. So if you're angry, that's okay. But I would actually investigate why you're angry and what it is that you're feeling. Anxious is just from overthinking, right? And the forgiveness, who are you forgiving? Because when you understand there's only you and you're the cause of it all, right? The only person that's responsible in your life is you. So forgive yourself for believing all this other stuff that you created. You're like, you know what? I manifested these things, and I didn't know that I was a conscious creator, and that all of these things, I played that hand in, right? And I'm just going to forgive myself. And the cool thing is that I can flip everything around in a second. And starting this moment, I can start focusing on what I want instead of focusing on what I don't like. When someone is in anxiety, they're thinking of the future. Angry, you're boiled up about something that happened in the past. And depression is also about the past. You're thinking about the past. You're swimming in the past. You're stewing in the past. You see? So both of those are not going to get you what you want. So instead, allow yourself to be angry, write it all out, investigate what it is that you're angry or resentment or you want to forgiveness for, right? But then you want to quickly change the story. What is it that you do want? If I'm not angry and I'm not, and I already forgave someone and I'm not angry anymore, then what is left? If I'm not that person, then who am I? Happy, loving, and then you want to start focusing on her. I'm this person now. I'm this version of me now. I am loving. I am forgiving. It's easy for me to forgive, right? You focus on your self-concept, and then from there, you build on what it is that you want. Do you see how that works? It always comes home, right? And deal with inside, and then you build from there, okay? Do you suggest starting to pack up your existing place if you feel that the new place is yours? If you feel inspired to do it, right? Everyone's different. There's no rules, okay? Everyone is different. Me personally, I started buying boxes and I didn't even have a place to live. I just started packing. Because something in me knew that I was leaving. So I trust my desires. I trust in my desires and I trust in me. So I know they're mine. And if I feel inspired to do it, I lean into it, right? But if I think that packing is making it inspired action, and then by me doing it, it's going to send a signal out to hurry it up and get my thing or my play. See the difference? Packing isn't going to cause anything to happen. If you feel inspired to do something out of faith and you're doing it because you already know it's done, that feels inspired. Okay, so check in with yourself first. Let's see. Julie Love, thank you so much. Means a lot to me. Aw. All right, Nita. I know that's the one I probably need to use, but for some reason, the one is hard for me to play with. Not sure what we're talking about. I'm going to keep going. Also, Rose, I have full faith that we'll be back together, but I wanted to surprise him with a visit. We're long distance. Even though there's no response yet, how do I manifest within a time frame? I got rejected from an internship and not the same thing. They probably made a mistake, or they realize they need me. I think you just answered your own question, Charles, with the second thing about the internship with the first thing. Me personally, I wouldn't take those kind of actions of surprise visits, right, until you feel confident. If you're asking me how to manifest on a time frame and if you should, I'm sensing that you don't fully believe this yet. And I don't recommend you taking action like that. But that's me. Follow your own advice, okay? And maybe you need to work a little bit more on your self-concept of seeing yourself as somebody that is pursued, if that's what you want, or that is more confident in knowing their desires are done, that you don't have to do these actions. Okay, so I would definitely focus on the self-concept first of knowing these things are done. And if you decide to still go visit this person, right, and no matter what happens, right, you don't let that determine your end, right? Whether they accept you or they don't accept you, whatever, you go home and you're like, no, this is mine, right? Because there's a difference between forcing yourself on someone and allowing the manifestation to come to you. I'm all about allowing things to come to me, right? And if I have a little inspired action, I might do something, but I don't bank and count on my physical self or my 3D world to be the cause. No, the cause is in here. I love to see things come to me. That's my personal opinion. It's really not, to be honest, but you can also try EFT tapping, help with some old stuff. You can try EFT if you want to. It's, that EFT is like scripting or affirming or anything else. So I have a lot of training and all this stuff too. And I'm going to tell you right now, you don't need it. It's just if it makes you feel good and it gets you into the state, but you don't need it. To release, forgiveness and anger, right? You need to investigate it, not try to figure out how to make it go away. Because if you don't investigate it, you don't understand why it's there, and you just focus on how can I tap it away or how can I make it feel better, it's still going to come back because you didn't address the root of the issue. And I'm going to tell you, when I work with one-on-ones, recently, I work with a woman who dealt with something for 38 years of her life. For 38 years of her life, she dealt with this deep-rooted fear. And in one session, we got rid of it. Because why? Because when I work with people from the root, and I make them dig it out. I don't teach you how to feel better and how to make it go away and how to crumble it up on a piece of paper and just pretend it doesn't bother you. It might feel better for now, but I'll tell you now, it's going to keep coming up because you're not addressing it. And it's really easy to address it once you learn how. And I talk about these things in my videos, and I definitely talk about these in my Leading Lady Academy and on my one-on-ones, because this is part of my work. I help women And in my one-on-ones too, I help people transform from the inside out. I teach you how to get rid of the blocks and get his belief forever, not just once, not just to feel good to get your manifestation. No, to like deal with this stuff. You're angry and you're controlling and you're bitchy or you're bossy or you're needy or you're a victim and you're a doormat and you're used to people treating you poorly. You want to understand why you keep doing these behaviors. And you get rid of them because they're there for a reason, and they're trying to speak to you so that you can ditch them, so that you can have your life that you dream of. So don't ignore any negative emotions or thoughts or feelings. They're there, and they're there to help you. In fact, I like looking at them as that you're manifesting them to come up so you can get rid of them. All right. I struggle with making for a scene. You don't need a scene. You just need to know what you want and focus on it. And if you want to play with a scene, you can. So, yeah, you guys can try tapping if you want to. I'm not going to put anything down. If it works, do it. But I'm just telling you, you don't need it. All right. Thank you. So thanks for everything. I have a short question. I would be happy if you answer me. What is the best way to deal with anxiety? And if possible, another unrelated question, are you ticklish? Am I ticklish? Isn't everybody? So with anxiety, all right, anxiety is just you overthinking. You're renumerating. You're thinking over and over and over the same stuff, all right? So anxiety is just trying to show you that you can't let go of a thought or certain thoughts. And you want to know what it is. Like, what would happen if I stopped thinking about this? Really ask yourself, what would happen if you stopped thinking about that thing? And also anxiety I'll refer to Neville, anxiety comes from a state, right? From whatever state that you're in. So if you see yourself and you tell yourself that you're a person that has anxiety and that is always anxious and is always overthinking everything, check in with your language, check in with your inner conversations. Are you telling yourself and other people that you're anxious, right? Because we may want to stop you might want to stop being anxious, but if you walk around telling everybody and all your friends and all the people, and you tell yourself that you're always overthinking everything, you overanalyze everything, that you're an anxious person, that you have to drink this tea because it helps you with your anxiety. Do you see how those stories don't match? I don't want to be anxious, but yet here I'm over blah, 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 blah about how my anxiety is. That's a really interesting one that I see pretty often with people. It's like, wait, they don't match what you're trying to say. What you want and what you're doing, they are not lining up. All right. So I would investigate. It's like, what would happen if you stopped overthinking? The anxiety is trying to help you. How's it trying to help you? Right? What is it trying to do? What's its role? What's its purpose? Okay. Let's see. Oh my God, thanks so much for your answer. I love this song. Are you listening to it, C17171? It's good, huh? It's like, yeah, I get into that mood. That's such an old song. Hello, sunshine. I just love your name. All right. Charles, Rose, I just realized that I was going to make a but statement. So glad you helped me catch that. I just have spring break coming up and wanted to spend time with him. Now I know to walk by faith. Yeah. Enjoy spending time with yourself, right? Enjoy spending time with you too. You matter. You count, right? Have fun and enjoy yourself as well. You don't have to be all the time with someone to have fun. You can do things on your own as well. Thank you for your answer. From your response, I understand that you are super ticklish. Okay. Sure. Okay, so here's another thing I wanted to share with you guys before I leave you. And that is whether you are creating an affirmation or you are scripting or you're creating an imaginal scene and you're trying to figure out what Neville says as what would imply that my wish was fulfilled, because that's the very popular statement that we hear a lot, especially in Neville Goddard community, right? It's like, what would imply that your wish were fulfilled? Here's what I see what I see people do a lot that does not help them. And that is, for example, let's say my wish is to be a billionaire. And I'm like, okay. And then I ask you, why do you want to be a billionaire? And you're like, because I want to buy whatever I want. Okay, cool. That's an action. Okay, but why do you want to be a billionaire? Because I want to have money. Why? Because I'll be happy. Okay, do you know what it's like to be happy? And do you see where I'm going? What is it like to be happy? A lot of people don't even know what it's like to be happy. I'm going to be very honest with you. And a few years back, I would say I knew what it was like to be happy, but I did not know what it felt like to be happy. And I would say it, and I would assume that being happy was when everything went my way. And I was laughing and I had everything that I wanted. And that's what I would assume that happiness was. So when I ask a question like that, and I say, well, what does it feel like to be happy? People get stumped and they don't know what to answer me many times. And so you want to understand yourself. You want to learn about yourself. What does it mean for me to be happy? Does that involve other people? Does that involve things, money? Does that involve me accomplishing things and getting my way? What does it truly mean for me to feel or to experience happy? Where does happy live? Happiness only comes from one place. And you know this conceptually and in your mind, logically. I know all of you do, that you're going to say happiness comes from within. Damn, if there's not enough bumper stickers and Instagram posts and stories and whatever saying happiness comes from within. You can only make yourself happy. Like, all my clients can say that to me verbatim, but they don't really mean it. They don't know what they're saying. They want to, and that's a great place to start. Happiness is who you are. Happiness is when you have freedom, is freedom to know that you have no limits, that you are limitless, that nothing has power over you, that you are the cause of it all. And it gives you that sense of relief, of freedom, that you can lean back into life and knowing that everything comes to you easily. Happiness can only come from within, of you knowing that you don't have to argue with people or get your way or force or control, that you don't need to demand for forgiveness, that you don't need to expect people to treat you a certain way because you were angry and you felt justified and screwed over. No, happiness is freedom from all of that, from knowing that your freedom is within, freedom of you are the cause, that you are God, and that nothing and no one can take that from you. And when you tap into the I am, that is where your true happiness is. You are nothing but love. You are made of love. You are love. And love, there is no constraints, there's no control, there's no force, there's no push. There's only allowing and open arms, because that is who you are. So when I ask people, go to the end, right? They have to pause, because you need to investigate as to what it is that you're after. Why do you want the money? Why do you want the person? Why do you want the house, the car? you're going to want to go for the obvious things of, oh, I don't want to be stressed out about money anymore. I don't want to be alone. I don't want to feel, like a loser, or I don't want whatever, all of these things, right? You want to dig deeper. You want to know, be honest with yourself, dive deep. What is it that you really want? What do you want to experience? What do you feel like you're missing that you need or want these things? It's okay to want things. Man, we're supposed to want away, okay? In fact, it's all ours, okay? It's all for the taking. But when you want to dig around for your desires, like what would imply that my wish were fulfilled? Dig deep and then create an affirmation from that, not from the surface, from that place. Go in. And it might take you a minute. It might take you a day. It might take you a week. Who cares? Invest in it, because when you nail it, you'll feel it and it'll go right. You'll feel it. It'll go from the head. You're like from thinking about what you want and thinking about how it's going to feel when you live in the end. And you're going to feel it like that song I told you to feel, like any romantic song that gets you in the mood. And then it's going to drop right into the belly, right? It's going to drop right into the belly of like, I know this is why I want it. I feel it. It's like it'll be that 18-inch journey, like that Buddha saying, or I think it's Buddha, right? And they talk about how it just travels down to the knowing. It's just like, yeah, this is why I want it. This is why. And that is your end. That is what implies your wish is fulfilled. You got it? All right. Can I change a complete personality by EIUPO, although it is typical horoscope personality? You want to change your personality? I'm not really sure what you're asking me, but everyone is you pushed out. I think that's what you're trying to say. Horoscopes are just external. They're like asking for signs. You don't need a horoscope. You're not your horoscope. You're not even your name, right? You're God. I hope you heard everything that I just said. Thank you, Rose. I'll email you my success story soon. Yes, you will. Nita needed this ending. You are so right. Yeah. I'm glad it was for you then, Nita, and anyone else that needed to hear it. Because I think we don't pause long enough to understand who we truly are, what we truly want, and what is the deeper desire? What is the deeper desire as to why you want it? Because when you find that, it is like, it's like, that's what it feels like. All right. Okay, my loves. Hope this was helpful for you all today. And I will see you in 2 weeks, in 2 Mondays, 2 weeks. All right. And I'll make sure to put a little post on there. And if you're on Instagram, I'll also post it when I'm going to go live. All right, in the stories. So Fairy Tale Doctor on Instagram. All right, and don't forget, Leading Lady Academy just opened up the doors starting today, 10 spots. Who will be my lucky 10 ladies in this round? All right, I'll see you soon. Bye.